All right. This is a second part of the tutorial. I got the track state at almost 50%. That's 41%, but still it's going to be pretty slick. So this kind of gives you an idea of what the track looks like when it's slick and how you have to race it. So I'm just using the default set. I got full fuel. I'm going to go back to -3 on the wing. And I'm going to run some laps, and then I'll review the laps with you kind of in a slow-mo. Okay, see how dark this area, this right here, this is the slick that I was telling you in the first video. This will get darker as the race goes on. You got more cars running in it. So the idea is you want to try to stay out of it. Maybe not all completely, but like your left side tires kind of in it, and your right side tires in the grip area, which is just outside the slick. And you're still going to drift to the wall here. So basically, the fast lane is going to be just above this slick, like right through here. Right in through here. And there's a little bit of grip just on the inside of that slick. And you'll see some people try to ride the inside, do an inside, ride the whole track on the inside. So I'm going to do a couple laps here. Okay. So this is just 40% slick. I may do another one with, say, 75 or maybe 80, 90% slick and show you how darker it gets. Okay, right here. You see this dark spot? This is a slick, and it will get worse progressively as the race goes on, especially when you're in the B main and you're running like 15 laps, or you're in the A feature and you're 20 laps in. This will be almost black. And depending on where the cars are driving, that black might be low, maybe in the middle, or maybe high. It depends on where the cars are running with the dynamic track, and you may have to search for grip. And when you're coming into this slick, you don't want to be full throttle. You want to try to be just on the outside of it or just on the inside of it. And as you cross over the slick, you may have to feather the throttle, like I said. All right, so here I'm staying out of the slick. I'm in the grip area. Okay, I'm full throttle. I'm rotating through the corner. I want to try to stay out of the slick. Now, eventually, as the track builds up, you're going to be running across the slick no matter what. There's just no way around it. But once you get in the slick, you may have to feather the throttle so you don't spin the car out. And you may have to play with your wing. Right now I'm at -3 just because of the weight. I want to keep a little weight on the tires so the tires aren't spinning. Even though you got fuel that is weighing the car down, the wing helps the tires stay grip, and the rear end's not trying to spin out on you with the weight of the fuel. So I'm coming out of the corner. You can see there's still a lot of grip here. This is only 40%. I'll do another video here in a minute with 80 or 90%, maybe even 100% usage, and you'll notice the difference. It's pretty black, and you have to search for grip. So these first couple laps, I'm running just on the outside of the slick. And then after I do that, then I change up and run the inside. And you'll see when I'm running the inside of the slick, I've got my left side tires just near the berm in this grip part. And the right side tires are going to be in the slick. Now I'm going to have to feather the throttle just so I don't spin it out, because the slick itself is going to want the car to spin. And so you have to feather the throttle so you don't spin the car out, basically. And the idea is to keep your speed up. You want to try to run as fast as you can because the guys behind you are trying to pass you. So, but you got to race smarter, and be there in the end. Because if you start spinning out, you're going to wreck yourself or wreck somebody else. When you're in traffic, you might be 3 wide in this corner. I've been in a lot of races where you're 3 wide. You got somebody out on the outside of you trying to run the wall, and another guy trying to do a slide job on you on the inside, and you're the middle guy, and he's coming up on your inside and sliding right up in front of you. And then you got a guy on the outside up against the wall, so you got to control the car and stay in the middle. You can't drift out and hit the guy up by the wall. So you got to be mindful of that. You got to be very, very careful with these cars. It's a lot of horsepower, and you're in dirt. This car wants to spin. So yeah, you just got to be mindful of that, especially if you're the guy trying to do the slide job. Okay, so you got the car. He's doing a wide radius around by the wall. You cut low, and you're going to diamond it and come up and drift just in front of him, like about right there. And he's going to be right on your tail as you come out of that corner exit. And you got to make sure, if you're going to do a slide job, that you slide up in front of him and not into him. Again, if you're the one passing, the rules are basic. You're the one passing. You have to make sure that you do a safe pass. You don't want to wreck yourself and your opponent. Okay, I've seen a lot of wreck fest because of people just doing stupid slide jobs Don't be that guy. Race your opponents clean and respectful always. And accidents happen, especially on dirt racing. I mean, pretty much this is a contact sport. Unfortunately, um, sometimes you guys will get into each other in the sideways, bump each other on corner exit. Nothing intentional. It's just hard racing. But there's a big difference between hard racing and just stupidity. Especially if you do a slide job and you're not going to clear him, and you just wreck the guy you're trying to pass. That's just stupid. Don't do it. It's ridiculous. Mike puts a lot of effort into the major series to coordinate and have drivers that race each other respectful here. Um, and that's the goal is to have fun. Okay, you're not going to have fun if people are wrecking you. So you got to be respectful of the people you're racing around. You try to race somebody the way you would like to be raced. Race them fair. If you're going to make a pass, make a good pass. Don't wreck them. Don't be a dirty driver. Don't be that guy. So here I'm trying to stay in the grip part. You can see the slick here, and you can see the dark out here. This is a little slick. There's still grip there, and you're going to have guys trying to pass you on the outside, and you're going to have guys trying to run this inside berm here, where there's grip right there by the berm. So you're going to be 3-2 wide through the whole race. Trust me, this is not a single file type racing. You're going to be 2-3 wide a lot. That's just dirt racing. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward and get to the laps where I'm running on the inside. Don't hit the wall like I did. Okay, so now the next couple laps, I'm coming in and I'm going to feather the throttle because I'm crossing this slick as I come into the corner. I'm crossing it, so basically all your tires are in the slick, and if you're full throttle through here, you're just going to spin and hit this inside barrier here. That's all you're going to do. You're going to jump the berm and roll the car, bounce off into the corner, and you're going to collect 4 or 5 cars that are right behind you. Okay. So I'm trying to point the car to where my left side inside tires cross into the grip part, and that gives me some grip. And the right side tires are still in this slick. So you can see I'm down on the throttle right here. You can see your throttle input. You can see my wheel input. I'm kind of seesawing it. And as you come out of the corner, you're going to cross this slick altogether and drift to the wall. And as I do that, the car, I'm getting the nose straight. So I'm coming back up into the throttle to full throttle. And I'm aiming for like this point on the wall. I don't want to hit it, which I've done before. And you will too. It happens. Just try to avoid it. And it takes practice. You got to practice. So you're coming to the corner exit, and you can see the slick here, right there. And you're thinking to yourself, do I want to go outside the slick or inside the slick? And you got cars behind you, and they're trying to figure out what line you're going to run because they're going to probably do the opposite. So I decided to run low. I'm going to run right up into the berm, right where this grip is, just below the slick. I want my left side tire, at least the front tire. And see, I got too much throttle input, and I had to lift a little more because the car is starting to spin out on me. and I'm scrubbing speed. You're not fast when you're scrubbing speed like that. You got to keep the car somewhat straight. You want to diamond this corner. Okay, so inside tires are in the grippy area. I'm feathering the throttle. Right side is in the slick. And you just want to follow this berm around where the grip part is. And as I exit, again, your car is gonna completely cross that slick part. But the slick part dissipates. And as you come out of the corner, you can go back full throttle. And you're aiming for the middle of the wall here. You don't want to hit it, like I said, but you're aiming for it. Because this is where you want the car to be pointed to, try to anyway, because you're trying to make as much speed as you can. And if you're cranking the wheel to the left and forcing the nose down, you're scrubbing speed, scrubbing time off, and you're going to be slower. So again, I'm coming to the wall, and I always judge this Knoxville. I always try to start around the K or midpoint, and I'm aiming. I start rotating the car to the inside again because I want to be on the inside of this slick. And you can see slick out by the wall too here a little bit. So you can run either inside or the middle lane, which anybody that's following you is probably going to run the middle and try to pass you while you're doing the inside here. This kind of protects somebody from doing a slide job on you. But if they're faster and they're in all this grip, they're probably going to pass you on the outside lane anyway. So, like I said, during a race, you're going to be 2-3 wide constantly. And they're going to be bumping you, and you might bump somebody. I mean, it's not intentional, but it's dirt racing. This is a kind of a contact sport here, in a way, even though it's open wheel. You just got to be very careful racing your opponent. Try to, like I said, race them clean, race them respectful, but you got to race hard. I mean, yeah. So as the car drifts out, like I said, I'm looking for the wall here, so I'm not scrubbing speed. Okay, so I'll do another video with the track like almost 100%. See, I feather the throttle, back into it, feather the throttle, up the corner, back in the throttle, up to the wall, back down, out of the throttle, back in the throttle, across the split, out of the throttle, back in the throttle, go down here in the middle lane here. Middle lane usually depends on how the car's reacting. You can run full throttle in the air. You have to feather it a little bit. The car tries to get a little sideways on you. That's another thing. If the car tries to spin out on you, don't keep your foot in the throttle. You got to take your foot off the throttle. Once you lift, the car's going to want to rotate back to straight. If you keep it full throttle, it's just going to come around.